잠을 떨어지게 잤으니까 오늘 소해산역 앞에 공원을 갔다 왔는데 점심 먹고 또 신나게 책을 한번 읽겠습니다. Your next season, advice for executives on transitioning from intense careers to fulfilling next season. Achieving purpose. Find purpose in all your actions and time. Perhaps the most important criterion for a successful next season is feeling new found purpose in what you do and how you spend your time. Lend me your ears. Great speeches in history. The matter with a lot of your people is that your religion is not complete. Why? I am almost afraid to make some folks laugh for fear that I will be arrested for breaking a costly piece of antique brick of brick. Mismeasuring our lives. The specific feature of the subjective measures of quality of life discussed here is that what people report about their own condition has no obvious objective counterpart. We can compare perceived and actual inflation, for example, but only respondents can provide information on their own subjective state and values. How pleasure works. The new science of why we like what we like. Once we have this system in place, though, our imaginative powers can be used for purposes that have no adaptive benefit, such as daydreaming, movie-going, and reading. You incorporated the art of selling yourself. Make yourself uncomfortable. An athlete learns that you need to burn to grow. Make yourself uncomfortable. Management tips. If there are projects that don't line up, consider refocusing or killing them. Everyone communicate, few connect. What the most effective people do differently. However, reading them, if done correctly, can close that gap and help you connect. I've found it to be an enjoyable experience for me and for my listeners. Tiny habits. The small changes that change everything. She knows now that she can do almost anything she wants to, as long as she started small. Performance coaching, a complete guide to best practice coaching and the training. This was inspired by the principles of sampling theory. In the same way, if we ask approximately 2 to 3 questions, we can create a sufficient amount of information in a metaphoric landscape so that it can be an accurate representation of the meaning of what the client was trying to convey in words. The brain's way of healing. But because he knew the brain is neuroplastic, his approach was let's stimulate Will's brain and see what happens. Doing agile right, transformation without the chaos. A customer solution of this complexity and quality would have taken at least 3 times as long under the previous method, if indeed it could have been successfully developed at all. The vegetarian myth. Was she considering some kind of political action and wanted my advice? 2002 ways to cheer yourself up. Trust your gut feelings. Release your brilliance. Aristotle said it is well to be up before daybreak, for such habits contribute to health, wealth, and wisdom. Tech trends in practice. What are autonomous vehicles? Every major car manufacturer is investing heavily in self-driving technology of one sort or another. Smarter living. While we'd all love to shed all of our extra pounds, start with a 5% weight loss goal and keep it up. How to age well. Intelligence, the creative response to now. 25 years of teaching in the school, colleges, universities, PhDs, the D list. What are you doing? Surviving the technological alteration of the modern mind. Don't go it alone. Spend more time with the people you care about. Masters of Scale. Surprising truths from the world's most successful entrepreneurs. Toby coded the entire website from the ground up and finally launched his snowboard store. Change is good. You go first. 21 ways to inspire change. Respect the growing process. Like the gardener, the effective leader recognized that change takes time to take root. The Starbucks Experience. 5 principles for turning ordinary into extraordinary. These were the same media that for decades supported isolationism and anti-American political rhetoric. Mastering Fear, a Navy SEAL's Guide. If your fear is about a clear and present danger, then flip the switch and focus on what positive action you can take to meet the challenge. Boundaries potential. Transform your brain, unleash your talents, reinvent your work in midlife and beyond. How long before walking away from this political powerhouse he constructed, he made the decision not to retire, not then, or if ever, if he could help it. Influence, science, and practice. But when he interviewed guests of lower status, he remained unmoved, and their voice styles shifted to match his. 2020, 20 great listed by 20 outstanding business thinkers. Give them the tools, skills, and support to do the job. Avoid retirement and stay alive. The new retirement revolution. There they were, little more than glorified babysitters. The sweet spot. How to accomplish more by doing less. When we feel something, and especially when we show our emotion, we expose ourselves. A world without the work, technology, automation, and how we should respond. The attitudes were different in the ancient world too. The difference maker, making your attitudes your greatest asset. Failure. When it comes to failure, I have to agree with the Jan Christiansmus, a Prime Minister of South Africa in the first half of the 20th century, who desired to dismantle the country's apartheid system. Life strategy, doing what works, doing what matters. Chapter 9, we teach people how to treat us. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. The age of agile, how smart companies are transforming the way work gets done. The source of the difficulty that most people have in identifying competition is that they always think of their approach and not the need when trying to find competitors. Loonshot, how to nurture the crazy ideas that win wars, cure disease, and transform industries. And then in October 1957, the Soviet launched a 22-inch aluminum spear, polished to make it more visible from Earth into orbit. Skin in the game, hidden asymmetries in daily life. No successful academic could ever afford to follow such a policy. You are stronger than you think, tapping into the secret of emotionally resilient people. Many people spend the better part of their youth pursuing wealth. What matters now? Here are the markers I listen for and some responses you may want to employ if you hear them in your organization. When an executive say, whatever we do, we can't screw. Whatever we do, we can't screw it up. You say, whatever we do, we can't play it safe. Stop procrastinating. A simple guide to hacking laziness, building self-discipline, and overcoming procrastination. As you may recall from Chapter 1, the monkey refers to the part of your brain that operates on a very basic guiding principle. A third place. That night that we saw more stars than I knew existed, and the green band of the Aurora Borealis bouncing around the sky like a wind-blown tower. Coactive coaching, changing business, transforming lives. The book that helped to define the field of professional coaching. I know you do, and it gives me confidence when I don't have much of my own. Bold, how to go big, create wealth, and impact the world. If you are considering a number of crowdfunding possibilities, but are unsure which one is best, ask your community. How to be your own best friend. I want to tell you that it's magic, but the whole point of the book is that there is no magic. So instead, let me simply say that I can't live without it. But for an adult, aloneness is something quite different. 12 and a half, leveraging the emotional ingredients necessary for business success. You might be 7 minutes late when picking up your 5-year-old son from soccer practice, when you are normally on time. Second chance for your money, your life, and our world. We wanted to learn more, which is the power in true education. Manifest your desire. Unconditional love is really about wanting so much to remain in connection with your source of love that you deliberately choose so that allow your connection, no matter what manifestation may be happening nearby. Culture shock, a guide to customs and etiquette. But convenient as maids are, there are a number of potential problems you should try to avoid. The learning disability myth. The Tinsley House Treatment Plan. The purpose of this chapter is to point out that you are not alone or something can be done. Navigating your career. And however we describe the national strategy to give people from all backgrounds a foothold in organization, the ideal of total equality still remains elusive. and the means of attaining it is still controversial. Effective executive compensation. So, what's the outcome? Here comes the everybody. Revolution doesn't happen when society adopts new technology. It happens when society adopts new behaviors. People had been subjected to quite incredible torment from a company nominally in the biddings of providing a service, but in the end the power in that particular situation lay with the airline, not with its customers. The Good Life. Lessons from the world's longest scientific study about happiness. During the study's first visit, Mary, Neil's mother, made tea for the interviewer and sat at the kitchen table answering questions about the family's history. How successful people lead, taking your influence to the next level. Team members should work in an environment conducive to growth and inspiration. Acknowledge the influence you have and use it to everyone's best advantage. Tools of Titans. Unto he who microdoses and gets hit like a freight train while checking in luggage at an airport. Crucial conversation. Tools for talking when stakes are high. Why do you want to stay late? Stay late. Never check email in the morning. And other unexpected strategies for making your work life at work. The people most vulnerable to being overrun by interruption are those who feel responsible for everyone and to everyone. Noise, a flaw in human judgment. You might want to add a buffer to the member's judgment and plan for 4 months or more, thus correcting a bias. The planning fallacy. You assume is present. A time to build, from family and the community to Congress and the campus, how recommitting to our institution can thrive and the American dream. But over time, as we recognize these problems, we may find ways to live with them and to enjoy the benefits of information technologies while minimizing some of these at the cost. Tapping the source, using the master key system for abundance and happiness. The silence offers an ever available and almost unlimited opportunity for awakening the highest conception of truth. The intuitive mind, a sensible and readable guide to the intuitive mind, profiting from the power of your sixth sense. As many sports people know, imagining oneself making the winning shot can be an important factor in bringing about success. Auto repair for dummies. Learn to troubleshoot problems and symptoms. Smoothing the ride, steering and suspension, tires and transmission. Retirement prescription. The retirement doc's proven prescription for living a happy, fulfilling rest of your life. Find out why financial planning is not enough. As above, any multi-part activity can count as more than one on the list. If Icarus was going to be a massive hit, Adam shouldn't bet the massive money on it. The truth about the leadership. Optimists have a sixth sense for possibilities that realists can't or won't see. The end of big. How the internet makes David the new Goliath. Big companies. We stand in the rain in a long line waiting a Ford Highland Park. Growth of the IQ. Get smarter about the choices that will make or break your business. By 2000, 50% of the country took at least one round-trip flight a year. What everybody is saying. Witness should steeple to emphasize a point or to indicate their high competence in what they are saying. The checklist manifesto, how to get things right. We supplied the hospital with their failure data so the staff could see what they were trying to address. Reader come home, the reading brain in a digital world. The worrisome consequence is that a young child can develop a far less cognitively active understanding about what reading is. Mean murders, overcoming the legacy of hurt. Others discover a way of rewriting the narratives of their lives through therapy or close relationship, establishing the earned security that permits them to go forward more whole, more healed than before. Developing the leader within you. Martin Luther King Jr. Everybody can be great. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. Hire the very best candidate, first time, every time. Brilliant outcomes. Know what it takes to find brilliant candidates. Make sure you can quantify your own bonus schemes. Find your happiness. One-on-one inspirational stories about finding your purpose, passion, and joy. I was glad for the pastors. Good products, better product, essential elements to achieving superior quality. After working a couple of years as an engineer, surrounded by the same stereotype, I enrolled in UCLA as an art student and immediately had my eyes opened. Public speaking. You need to take time to practice in order to achieve your vocal potential, just as you would to master any instrument. Entrepreneurs are made, not born. There's no way for us to do this. In each instance, Clip had the same response. Why not? Excuse me, the survival guide to modern business etiquette. While there are now networking sites that cater to professionals of all stripes and at all stages of their careers, LinkedIn is still very much the premier destination. Reboot to your business, reboot to your life. Your future depends on it. Absolutely. Is it time to take chances? Absolutely. Is it time to blow everything up and start over? The Data Detective, 10 easy rules to make sense of statistics. The time, 2 o'clock in the morning. 100 simple secrets of successful people. Sometimes we look to others to convince us of what we want to believe. I can do it, can't I? We ask. If you don't believe, no one else will. The digital matrix. New rules for business transformation through technology. Is this your company? Is this your invitation to attract the best talent? Is your workplace allowing your employees to carry out their best work? Is the discussion in your company about automation, headcount, and managing for today, or is it about amplification and attracting the best talent to solve the world's biggest problems? Never eat alone. How to build a lifelong community of colleagues, contact friends, and mentors, and are the secret to success, one relationship at a time. One way I've found to make maintaining my network of contact, colleagues, and friends easier is to create a rating system for the network that corresponds to how often I reach out. The communication problem solver, simple tools and techniques for busy managers. The list of questions to ask when problem solving or making decisions for functional work issue, covered in the section on using question for problem solving and decision making can be applied to situations involving people too. The mind-body prescription, healing the body, healing the pain. I will discuss autoimmune disorders and cancer later. For the moment, let's look at a group of benign melodies that are examples of how emotion affect the immune function. Your $1 million dream. Turn your passion into the profit. If people like the one you are saying, they will share it with their friends. Simple. Conquering the crisis of complexity. For example, current plain language laws have differing compliance requirements from state to state and even from one industry to the next. Marketing outrageously prescription. How to increase your revenue by staggering amount. Was that he wouldn't even have known he'd made the mistake. The 17 indisputable laws of teamwork. Embrace them and empower your team. The team gets to the top only through the sweat, the blood, and the sacrifice of its team members. The gratitude diaries. How a year looking on the bright side transformed my life. My Jenny could stay in the battle. I smiled at her, and she smiled back. Thank you for being late. An optimist guide to thriving in the age of acceleration. But they are gone. Word of mouth of marketing. How smart companies get people talking. Just look at the comments on a blog. Life coaching for dummies. Improve your relationships and achieve general well-being. Look closely at your leisure time and see how you can get the best of both of the worlds, relaxing and action-packed. Magnificent mind at any age. Natural ways to unleash your brain's maximum potential. Treat anxiety, depression, memory problems, ADD, and insomnia. When dealing with oppositional people, don't overreact to the opposition. Distraction. Allow the time for the other person's subconscious mind to process what I said without having to lock in on it or fight it. Open when we come back to the issue. He'll have a more open mind to the situation. Here's an example. Business plan for dummies. Take advantage of the latest technology and marketing trends. As a result, there is no need to trade unknowingly with individuals or businesses that pose a credit risk. Teaching in the secondary school. Sometimes you may want to widen the spaces separating individual desks to discourage too much social interaction among students. make difficult people disappear, how to deal with stressful behavior, and eliminate conflict. Chapter 7 Hope in what others intend despite what they do. Rest. Why you get more done when you work less. 10 proven methods for resting that will radically improve your life. M found the answer when she looked at EEG tracing of their sleeping brains. Don't sweat the small stuff at work. Simple ways to minimize stress and conflict while bringing out the best in yourself and others. I had to pick up 3 kids. I had to make 2 stops before work. A stop to get everything done before I run out of the door. Having dinner guests is more work for me. Meetings made simple. 60 days to master leadership, sales, marketing, execution, management of the personal, productivity, and more. What's necessary for any presentation, whether you are funny or smart or vulnerable or witty, is to answer those 5 questions for the audience. Inspiration for the young at heart. One-on-one stories of inspiration, humor, and wisdom about life at a certain age. What's a double play, he asked. Company of 1. Why staying small is the next big thing for business. Teach everything you know. Andy wanted to use this new medium called the internet to do it. Speak. Love your story. Your audience is waiting. Use your voices to step up your speaking game and your human game. Andy calmed down. Well, who's got your back? The secret to finding the 3 people who will change your life. The breakthrough program to build deep, trusting relationships that create success and won't let you fail. Visually, I represent this with what I call the personal success wheel, which you can download and learn more about at caseferraggi.com. Always Day 1. How the Tech Titans plan to stay on top forever. And in February 2019, The Verge's Casey Newton exposed how Facebook was paying some contract moderators $28,000 per year, while paying its full-time employees $240,000 on average. Facebook subsequently raised its moderator wages. Grit, the power of passion and perseverance. Similarly, Carol and her collaborators are finding that children develop more of a fixed mindset when their parents react to mistakes as though they are harmful and problematic. The 2,548 best things anybody ever said. What can you say about a society that says God is dead and Elvis is alive? Mastering public speaking. Why or why not? Why or why not? Stick together. A simple lesson to build a stronger team. Consistency and the hope. elite mind, how winners think differently to create a competitive edge and maximize success. That's the power of the unconscious mind. Expectation. Do over. Make today the first day of your new career. This wasn't a look better appointment. This was a fix some things so you get to keep your teeth at the appointment. Retrain your brain to think like a winner, conquer your fears, and go after your goals. Achieve peak performance and reach your full potential. Become who you want to be, mentally, physically, personally, and professionally. Whether you are a self-starter, team player, or corporate leader, you can apply these proven mind techniques to any field or endeavor quickly, easily, and effectively. Eat the smarter. Use the power of food, reboot your metabolism, upgrade your brain, and transform your life. In this book, you will discover which food and nutrients are clinically proven to aid in the fat loss process. Resilience. Bounce back from whatever life throws at you, packed with practical advice to help you get through tough times. One individual we worked with was an extreme example of this. How to fail at almost everything and still win big. Kind of the story of my life. Experts. I have a vivid memory of sitting in the doctor's waiting room with the other patients who were there for the same reason, maybe cancer. Making children mind without losing yours. How to act when they act up. Sometimes I think parents wish their kids were more like those tiny computers. The most important thing, uncommon sense for the thoughtful investor. Given today's posty prospective return at the low risk end of the spectrum, and the solutions being body food at the high risk end. Many investors are moving capital to riskier or at least less traditional investment. Traction. Get a grip on your business. This component is the most neglected one. Often taken for granted and undervalued by entrepreneurs and leaders. The adversity paradox. An unconventional guide to achieving uncommon business success. Like many companies, the pampered chef has incentive programs. Be happy. Release the power of happiness in you, making the connection. The mystic was happy to accept. How to lead. Wisdom from the world's greatest CEOs, founders, and game changers. It was an extraordinary circumstance, obviously. How to win in a world of relentless change, ferocious competition, and unstoppable innovation. If employees were creating unique value for HCLT's customers, the company would prosper, and if they won't, it wouldn't. The psychology of wealth. Understand your relationship with money and achieve prosperity. This does not mean that we should not save, but saving wisely and preparing for the future can mean trusting life enough to share and invest wisely. Winners always quit. 7 pretty good habits you can swap for really great results. We cannot become what we need to be by remaining what we are. Top times, top people. One-on-one stories about overcoming the economic crisis and other challenges. When you think about it, no matter how big the proverbial meat-eating dinosaurs are in this life, they won't eat us unless we let them. Attention management. How to create success and gain productivity every day. Break free from the myths of time management. Action steps. Learn more about how to manage your attention through workflow management at Morasomas. Coaching people adapted your style. Tools for coaching people. The metabolism miracle. 3 easy steps to regain control of your weight permanently. This way I can order sensibly from the menu without the fretting that the carb probably exceed my target range. Are you ready to succeed? Unconventional strategies for achieving personal mastery in business and in life. When you have done all this, it is time for the next step. Identify one area in your work where you would like to improve your skills and become more efficient. This should involve some learning on your part. Pick something where your success will result in increasing the part of your work you most enjoy. Make time. How to focus on what matters every day. Essential reading for anyone who wants to create a happier, more successful life. What I learned on the way to the top. You get the best out of others when you give the best of yourself. Galatians chapter 5. Serve one another in love. The entire law is summed up in a single command. Love your neighbor as yourself. Build a powerful brand to achieve career success. When you are online, you can be searchable through Google. When mobile devices have browser capabilities, your brand can be found just about anywhere by anyone at any time. Keep this in mind when developing your online brand. Change your brain, change your life. The breakthrough program for conquering anxiety, depression, obsessiveness, anger, and impulsiveness. Here are 5 patterns connecting the links between drugs, violence, and the brain. Using drugs, especially alcohol, cocaine, methamphetamines, penicillin, and anabolic steroid may directly elicit aggressive behavior. Change we can believe in. Barack Obama's plan to renew America's promise. Our economy is reeling.